way you can play it back. All right, back to the question. All right, so it says come up with at least 3 questions that you would ask yourself in order to find the right job that's a match for you. So think about what your skills and experience are. Start with that. What are you good at? And then think of 3 questions that would help you decide what kind of jobs are out there. What kind of jobs would you like to do that involve your skill set, your experience, whatever you do. So think of 3 things that you're good at, and then ask yourself a question about what if I got a job in that area, what would I need to know? Okay. And then answer the question. So you're going to come up with 3 questions about jobs with your experience. What are 3 things you're good at? Start with that. 3 things that you're good at. Is there a job in So the question could be is say you're good at basketball. Is there a job that I can get right now with my basketball skills? And I don't mean the NBA, but I mean there could be something out there. You could go to a gym and help out at a gym or something like that. Okay. So is there a job? And I'm using that as a broad, maybe not a good example, but that's the example I picked. So ask yourself 3 questions. What other things are you good at? A lot of people put that they are patient. They are good at math. They they like nature. What do you like? What are you good at? What can you do? And then think of what job goes with that skill. So that's 3 questions. You think of 3 things, that's 3 questions. What job goes with the skill of whatever? Okay. Once you figure out what job, then you want to look up and find a company that goes with, that will help you, that will hire you to do that skill. Does that make sense? I can see you, so you can just nod your head up and down. Did that make sense? Xavier, did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that make sense to everybody else who needs to do this assignment? All right, so I opened it so you can submit that. All right, the next one I probably need to open that up too. So let's see. Okay, let me go down. Y'all's thing is so different to everybody else's. All righty, so okay, so that was choosing the right career. I'm going to go through and open all of them. All right, so that I opened that one to the 6th. I'm going to open this one to the 6th, and that way everybody can get what they need to get done. Done. All right. Now the 6th is Friday. So mm, okay, that's already open to the 6th. Okay, this activity you are researching the CTS. So this was the first part of your um, spreadsheet. So you were finding out what are the CTSOs that go with all of the clusters that they mentioned on in the module. So that was step 1. What is a CTSO? What are they? So most of you have gotten at least that far and have your list of CTSOs. All right, what else can I open up? Okay, on that assignment, you were also supposed to figure out whether they were just local. All right, then you have the spreadsheet. So the spreadsheet is open till the 6th, so that's good. This one is also finding a job you'll love. That is also open to the 6th. I just opened this one. This one you had to know which high school you were going to or which high school is in the neighborhood. And um, and we did that by going on their website. You can see what CTSOs that your school offers. What can you join? And based on what they have to offer, would you join any of them? And why or why not? And joining them gives you, extracurricular activities. So finding one that you like at the school that you're going to go to. They don't offer all of them, but they do offer some. What are they? DECA is at a lot of schools. In your area, I would imagine FBLA and FFA and things like that should be available. So what is available at the school near you? Which one would you join? Why or why not? All right, so this was the list of the clusters. So again, this should have been on your spreadsheet in addition to, and then you just had to take these jobs that are down here and match them with a cluster. Okay, so this was the list of clusters from the beginning. That's on your spreadsheet. They've come up with all these different jobs, and all you have to do is put them with the appropriate cluster. All right, so that is the most current assignment. So that's open for a while. So if nothing else, everybody should be working on that. Got a couple of people who are finished with this. All right. So again, my expression is use class time to do class work. So if you bother to log in, don't log in and take a nap. Like I'm looking at a couple of ceiling fans, so I don't know what you're doing. Got a couple of you who aren't even on screen, and you should be. And then you're going to want me to have leniency when you turn in the late assignment, and I don't even know what you're doing. But we do want to get caught up, so some of you are falling very much behind. All right, Presley, did I not open it? Let me go back and look. Uh, okay, yes. So is this the one you're talking about? Because it's been opened. All right, so if I can stop talking and opening things, if there's no other questions, I will start looking at the grade book and seeing what you have submitted. And if I can help in any other ways, continue to put that in the chat, but nothing else. Thank you. Y'all have been real good today about not putting extra things in the chat. Thank you so much. All right, got a couple of y'all. Like I said, they must have got after you because some of you, there haven't been this many people showing up to class since I started. So they must have got on you. Let's see. What's a good way to do that? Okay, Amari, what you might do is to type in the cluster first and then see what, okay, let me put it this way. Let me try this. And all right, give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. Let's do it this way. All right. Someone said it was hard to get started on this. So what I did, where's my list? Okay, come on, switch back. And everybody who hasn't started the critical thinking question, you might want to. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I want to be here. Okay, there we go. All right, so what I did was I just copied and pasted the first word and I went over to Google and I said job titles that can come under, and then I put the first thing in that way. And then you can leave that first part and just keep adding a change. So they've got farmer, rancher, veterinarian, geologist, conservationist, florist. So then I can come back to the worksheet over here and, oh, I see, there you go. All right, so these three automatically would go under that heading. So I'm doing this for getting somebody started. Farmer, geologist, food science expert, and she'll just kind of run through here to see if any of them are someplace else. And all of those first three can go up under agriculture and food resources. Okay, so put that heading and then move those three under that heading and you can cross them off. All right, then I would take the title energy, copy that, and then I'm going to just change this to energy. And I'm going to look that up. All right, so then we have natural gas technician, a welder, a transmission systems operator, turbine technician, electrician, survey technician, and a water specialist. So then I want to come back to my list and see if any of those are over here or something that sounds like that and put that underneath that title. Okay, it might be only one, it might be none. Okay, you're not going to use all of these. Right, because you only a couple of, there's far more headings than there are jobs listed here. But we are trying to place all of these somewhere in here. So again, you may not use all of them, but we are trying to place all of these somewhere under here. Okay? All right, and that's the easiest way. So leave the first part of the sentence in and just keep putting the tail end of the cluster on it. And then that should help you with that one. Okay, local CTSO assignment. That one is your high school, so that's not necessarily a website. That depends on what school you're going to for that assignment. Um, yeah. When I said local, I meant your high school. or it could be your community. Some of these organizations are, because especially since you're in a small town and not a big city, I mean, you're big city enough, but um, sometimes some of these organizations are located in your county, and that you can come from anywhere in the county and participate in them. But I mostly meant to look at what high school are you going to? Let me pull that back up. That's what that one was. Because I want you to trying to get you to, all of this is about thinking about your future. Okay. So we want you to be thinking about, what are you going to do? What's your next step? So eventually we're going to talk about, once you think about your job, you want to think about uh, a resume. So we're going to work on that next. That's our next thing to look at. But we're trying to get you at least to know have some idea of what you want to do. All right, so since we're on the topic of CTSOs, I want you to think of what high school. So there's no website other than the website for the high school that you wish to attend. So I think you all have two choices, maybe three. They have magnet schools, so maybe the magnet school has a different one. Depending on what the magnet school is about, it will have its own type of CTSO. So what school are you going to when you leave here? In middle school now, what high school are you going to? And what does that high school have to offer in terms of these CTSOs? Okay. So I can't give you a specific website. This is about you. This is personal. And you want to list all the ones that they have to offer and then pick one that you might join. We're not asking you to join all of them, but what are the ones that they do have to offer, and which one of those might you join? Again, joining extracurricular activities always looks good on your resume when you go to college, looks good on your resume when you graduate college and um, looking for a job. Because again, these are designed to prepare you for a job. So having this background might be the thing that gets you picked over somebody else. When thousands of applicants are applying for the same job, yours will look good because you participated in the CTSO in high school, so you have some background skills. Right, any other questions? These questions, keep asking questions. Okay. That being said, let me do attendance and then I will check the grade book for the things that you all have submitted. I don't know yet, but I'm going to check. Like I said, as soon as I do attendance, I will go in and check. I see a lot of people have submitted a lot of things. So I'm going to be busy. Hmm. All right, but most of you owe me something, so everybody should be busy doing something. So now I'm looking at Go Guardian. I shouldn't see blank. I shouldn't see idle. I should see everybody working on something. Because after the 6, we move on. We're not going back. That's just a 0. If you're logged in, you should be doing something, not logged in for attendance. Seems like I write the same names down every time that are not coming to class. And again, don't be logged into this class knowing that you owe work in this class and you're doing somebody else's work. Because again, I'm not going to have sympathy for you when it's late. No sympathy at all. So you make a decision to pass one class and fail another. Mm. And again, if you're still not sure if you're doing the right thing, please ask. I am here to explain. All right, Isaiah, you must have a lot of questions because you are one of those folks I'm just seeing for the first time. Mhm. Wow. Oh, yeah. Okay. Checking now. Check your chat, Rayla. So just resubmit. Check to make sure you're submitting the one with answers on it. Hmm. All right, we only have a few more minutes left. If you have any questions, please ask. Um, um, you can try putting it in the chat. I might not be able to open it, but go ahead, try. And I believe you. Ah, um, take your time and redo it, and I'll take it when it's ready. And folks, y'all got to remember to hit save, even though sometimes these things trick you and tell you that they automatically saving, and sometimes they don't. So it's always best to save a document physically, manually. And yes, it may take a minute because it's going to spin and spin and spin, but it's better than trying to open the document later and find out that it didn't save a thing and you did all that work for nothing. Okay, so always just rule, 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 rule. Yeah, I know. And it's also always good to, after you, like if you were doing this in sections, every paragraph hit save, every section you do hit save, so that if, for example, when you finish, some of it will be saved, even if all of it doesn't get saved. And then you don't have to do the whole thing over again. But manually saving is still a good idea. Some of these computers are lying to you. They don't save when they say they're automatically saving. And I know that's a painful thing. I don't mean to be laughing, but that's not a that's a hurt laugh. That's not a jokey laugh. Okay? All right. Okay. All right. All right, it is time to go for everybody. So I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good evening. Mari gone already. All right. Bye. I'm logging out.